Hi everyone, welcome back. We are going to dive into narcissistic supply. Narcissists use people to make themselves feel important. They need constant admiration, attention, and control over people, and this is what is called narcissistic supply. The real question that we want to ask ourselves is, how do narcissists actually get supply? And more importantly, how can you spot the signs so you actually don't get caught up in the web and give them supply? If you're ready to understand narcissistic behavior, especially this topic, I want you to click the subscribe button down below. It definitely helps out the channel. I post new videos every week to help you heal, grow, and rebuild your confidence after coming out of these relationships. Let's break this down. Narcissists use different tactics in order to manipulate and control you, which is essentially them getting supply from you. Number one, love bombing. At the beginning of all relationship, narcissists will always shower you with attention. This is where you start to feel like, oh my God, I've met the love of my life. I've met my soulmate. Everything just seems so incredibly perfect. They give you a ton of attention, a ton of flattery. You almost feel like you're just living on cloud nine. They make you feel so incredibly special, like you've actually met someone that really sees you. If you're wounded, you really are craving someone to actually see you. This intense phase we sometimes confuse with love. This is not love. This is a high that you're getting because you're unhealed. Because someone actually seeing you does not happen in the beginning phases of relationship, because you understand the beginning phases is the honeymoon phase. It's just the high that you're feeling. You're excited to be around this person. You kind of get a little bit of butterflies sometimes. Like everything is just new and exciting. And not that we ever want to lose that. We can actually keep that going throughout the course of our relationship. The problem in the beginning phase is that most people think that all of these like intense feelings are love, and they're not. It's also a problem when you're unhealed and you just want someone to actually see you, because that's a wound that you're carrying inside of you. And when you're healthy, you understand that someone being able to see you is not something that happens in the beginning stages of a relationship, because both people are going off of the high that they're on because they're in the beginning stages of their relationship. Being able to actually see a person is them being able to go through many different things, difficult times, hard times, good times, bad times. Then you see who a person is. That's when you see the true character of a person, and that's someone's ability to actually see you. So since you're wounded and you just crave this phase so much of like being in love and someone seeing you, and you've romanticized this phase so much and have put so much emphasis on it, they have hooked you. This tactic is all about control. It's about giving you the things that they think that you're really craving, so you will invest emotionally in them so then they can control you later on. This is not real. This is not love. You have not met your soulmate. You are on a high, a dysfunctional one. Supply is all about the ups and downs. So number two, you're going to enter into devaluing and emotional manipulation. Those two things go so beautifully hand in hand when you're dealing with someone who's narcissistic. Once a narcissist really knows that they actually have you, like you're committed now, you're in love, and they totally get that, now they're going to start tearing you down. This is not going to be something that happens overnight. It's going to be very slow, but it's going to kind of go up and down. So one minute they love you, one minute they don't. One minute they're trying to build you up, and the next minute they're just slowly starting to tear you down. The inconsistency is what makes you try harder, because you want to get back to that honeymoon phase, that beginning phase, because you actually think that that's who that person is when it's not. So now the real them is going to start coming out, and here comes the real abuse. The criticizing, which makes you second guess yourself, the gaslighting, the backhanded compliments. The goal of them is to keep you trying harder and making you feel insecure, because the goal is that I want you to feel like you're doing something wrong, which is causing me to change. So if you believe that story, then you're always going to be looking for them to approve of you or be who they used to be. You're not going to hold them accountable because you believe subconsciously that you're actually the problem. This, of course, feeds their control and gives them validation that what they're doing is actually working in order to get what they want from you. Another tactic that narcissists use to get narcissistic supply is triangulation. This is really a big one, where they start pitting people against each other. This doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to cheat on you, because maybe you're dealing with your mother and she's always pitting your sister and you against each other. It's just about this dynamic in this triangulation of these three people, them being one, you being the other, and then the third person coming in. The third person is who they have shared a story with and actually buy into the narcissist's BS. This is to just basically stir up some jealousy from you, or you're feeling inadequate, or this sense of competition. Maybe they haven't brought anyone into the equation, but maybe they just talk about their ex a lot. So it makes you feel like you have to be different or prove yourself in order to kind of win their love, win their attention. Maybe they just compare you to someone else. Maybe they just constantly are saying, why can't you be more like this person? This keeps you feeling insecure. This makes you desperate for their attention.
I'm never gonna be good enough for you, am I?
But remember, all of this, like we talk about in every single video, all of this has to do with how healthy you are inside. Because if you're healthy and you've worked on yourself, none of these things are going to work. You'll understand all of this is about control. You'll be able to enforce boundaries, and you will be able to not even engage with this person. It won't even be attractive for you to even be in a relationship with this person. You also won't feel so incredibly hurt when this person does any of these things, because you'll know exactly what's going on. So you'll have more control over yourself when they behave this way. Remember, the point of supply is to get something from you, whether it's attention, admiration, control. So number 4 is fear and guilt. They will use fear, things like if you have an abandonment wound, which chances are you 99% of the time you're going to. If you have a fear of rejection, if you don't like standing up for yourself, you are going to be a person that could easily be manipulated. I can easily throw some guilt on you and I'll be able to control you. How they do this is they manipulate the situation by kind of like threatening you in like these very subtle ways. Maybe they give you the silent treatment. Maybe they actually just threaten to leave. Maybe they push you away. Maybe they're comparing you to other people. Maybe they make you feel like you're replaceable. Maybe they make you feel like you're the reason why they feel what they feel. If you are wounded, you're gonna try harder. And that's the control and that's the supply. You trying harder and doing more and giving more is narcissistic supply. Because what you're doing is you're giving into the ego. You're feeding into them through attention, through whatever it is that you're giving them. Maybe it's drama. Maybe it's the negativity. Maybe it's the going back and forth with them. Number 5, discarding and hoovering. Now let me explain this. Hoovering might be a little bit more self-explanatory, that obviously if they hoover you and you come back, like you're just another form of supply and they hooked you. But the discarding is one too. So when I just talked about the negativity, there's a huge part of supply that I don't hear anyone talk about, and it's the drama, the negativity, the fighting, the back and forth, the reacting, all of those things. So when you're discarded, and believe me, this is not easy to do because I've been there, so I know what it feels like to just like walk away and be like, yep, that totally didn't faze me, because you loved that person, you were in a relationship with that person. But the longer you stay in the hatred, the longer you stay going back and forth, the arguments, the nasty, whatever it is, you're giving them supply. I know you don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Because the hoovering isn't just about the romance of let me see if I can get you back, or let me see if you'll sleep with me again. The hoovering is also about just picking fights. If I pick a fight with you, if I'm a little unreasonable, will you cave? Will you just indulge in a nasty text messaging battle with me, going back and forth for hours and hours, where then you're exhausted and I can feel a little sense of relief because I put all my stuff on you? Narcissistic supply. What you have to remember about supply is a narcissist does not have one source of supply. They have many, many. They have the good ones, and then they have the drama-filled ones. It's whatever that they want to pick that day that'll just give them a little attention. And it is about how they're feeling in that moment. If they're feeling a little insecure, then they need someone to kind of boost them up. If they're really upset with someone and they want to pick a fight and you're just more than willing to go toe-to-toe with them, you're the negative supply of the day. The bottom line is, the minute a narcissist can know that they can no longer control you in any of these ways, you are no longer supply. Now, if you have been supply at one point, you're probably going to get backlash because they're used to getting something from you and they're no longer getting that from you anymore. So this may take a little bit of time, but hey, look, if you worked on yourself, then you're more than willing to be consistent and keep doing the same thing over and over again for them to eventually just leave you alone. And that is the goal. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it was informative. I hope it gave you everything you need. If you're interested in working with me, I always link everything down below. Don't forget to click subscribe down below. And also when you're on your For You page, to click on the subscription button down below so you can watch all of my videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.